Life is full of distractions, expectations, and societal pressures that can make it difficult for people to understand their true purpose. From childhood, individuals are often shaped by the desires of their parents, the influence of their peers, and the demands of the world around them. They are told what success should look like, what paths they should take, and who they should become. In this constant rush to meet external expectations, many people lose touch with their true selves. However, isolation provides a rare and valuable opportunity to break free from these distractions and rediscover what truly matters. It is in solitude that individuals can reflect deeply, gain insight into their unique gifts, and align their lives with their authentic purpose. One of the greatest benefits of isolation is that it removes outside influences, allowing individuals to think for themselves. In the midst of daily interactions, people are constantly exposed to the opinions and expectations of others. Friends, family, colleagues, and society all have ideas about what a person should do, how they should act, and what choices they should make. Over time, these external voices can become so loud that they drown out a person's own inner voice. But in solitude, these distractions fade away, creating the perfect environment for self-discovery. Without the need to impress or conform, individuals can finally ask themselves honest questions. What do I truly love? What makes me feel alive? What impact do I want to have on the world? These are questions that often go unanswered in the rush of everyday life, but in isolation, they can no longer be ignored. Isolation also encourages deep self-reflection. It provides the time and space to examine past experiences, recognize patterns, and identify what has brought the most fulfillment. Many people go through life without pausing to consider whether they are truly happy or whether they are simply following a path that was chosen for them. However, those who take time in solitude often realize that they have been living according to expectations that do not align with their true passions. They begin to see what truly brings them joy, what challenges excite them, and what contributions they want to make to the world. This level of introspection is essential for finding one's purpose. Without it, people risk spending their entire lives chasing goals that do not truly satisfy them. Another powerful aspect of isolation is that it allows individuals to reconnect with their passions. In the busyness of life, many people abandon the things they once loved. A person who once loved painting may stop creating because of career demands. Someone who had a passion for writing may give it up due to the pressures of daily responsibilities. Over time, these lost passions become distant memories, buried beneath the weight of obligations. But in isolation, there is an opportunity to rediscover these passions. With fewer distractions, individuals can pick up their old hobbies, explore new interests, and remember what truly excites them. Many people who go through seasons of solitude emerge with a renewed sense of purpose, having reconnected with the things that bring them the most fulfillment. In addition to rediscovering passions, isolation helps individuals identify their unique strengths and talents. Each person is born with gifts that make them special, but in the chaos of life, it is easy to overlook them. Society often places more value on certain skills while ignoring others, leading many people to doubt their own abilities. However, when people spend time alone, they begin to recognize their natural talents. They see patterns in the things they excel at, the problems they enjoy solving, and the activities that bring them satisfaction. This self-awareness is crucial in discovering purpose. When individuals understand their strengths, they can align their lives with opportunities that allow them to use these gifts in meaningful ways. Isolation also allows individuals to set their own definitions of success. In a world that constantly promotes external achievements, money, fame, status, it is easy to adopt a narrow view of what success looks like. Many people spend years chasing goals that ultimately leave them unfulfilled because they were pursuing what others defined as success rather than what truly mattered to them. However, in solitude, people can redefine success on their own terms. They can ask themselves, what truly makes me happy? What kind of life do I want to build? What legacy do I want to leave behind? These questions lead to a deeper understanding of personal fulfillment and help individuals align their lives with their true purpose rather than societal expectations. Furthermore, isolation provides clarity about one's role in serving others. Many people mistakenly believe that finding purpose is solely about personal success or happiness, but true fulfillment often comes from making a positive impact on the world. When individuals take time in solitude to reflect on their experiences, They often recognize the struggles they have overcome and how they can use those experiences to help others. A person who has faced hardship may feel called to encourage and support those going through similar challenges. Someone with a unique skill may realize they want to use it to teach and uplift others. In this way, isolation does not just help people find personal purpose, it helps them discover how their purpose can be used to make a difference in the lives of others. Ultimately, isolation is not a place of emptiness. It is a place of profound discovery. It allows individuals to strip away external influences, reflect deeply, reconnect with their passions. Many of the world's greatest leaders, artists, and innovators went through seasons of solitude before stepping into their true calling. It is in these quiet moments, away from distractions, that people find the courage to embrace their true selves and pursue a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. Those who embrace isolation rather than fear it will find that it is not a period of loss, but a season of transformation, guiding them toward their most authentic and purposeful life. Isolation is often misunderstood as an ending, a state of being cut off from the world with no clear way forward. However, in reality, isolation is not the end. It is a powerful period of preparation for a new beginning. Just as nature follows a cycle of seasons, human life also has its phases of transition, and isolation is often the winter of the spring of renewal. It is in solitude that people undergo deep transformation, shedding old identities, healing from past wounds, and gaining the wisdom needed to step into a new chapter of life. When embraced with the right mindset, isolation becomes a time of growth, self-discovery, and preparation for something greater. One of the key ways isolation prepares individuals for a new beginning is by allowing them to let go of the past. Many people carry emotional baggage, regrets, disappointments, heartbreaks, and failures that weigh them down and prevent them from moving forward. In the rush of everyday life, these unresolved emotions are often ignored or suppressed, but in isolation, they rise to the surface. This can be painful, but it is necessary for growth. When people take the time to acknowledge their past wounds, reflect on their experiences, and actively work through their emotions, they free themselves from the chains of the past. This process creates space for new opportunities, relationships, and experiences to enter their lives. Without letting go of the past, stepping into a new beginning becomes impossible. Isolation also helps people redefine their priorities. When individuals are constantly surrounded by others, they often conform to external expectations and lose sight of what truly matters to them. However, in solitude, the noise of the world fades away, allowing them to evaluate their lives with clarity. They begin to ask themselves important questions. Am I living the life I truly want? Are my current goals aligned with my values? Am I pursuing what brings me joy and fulfillment? This deep reflection leads to a reordering of priorities, where people start focusing on what genuinely matters rather than what society dictates. Many who have experienced a period of isolation emerge with a clearer sense of direction and a renewed commitment to living authentically. Another way isolation prepares individuals for a new beginning is by fostering resilience and self-sufficiency. Life's transitions often require strength, adaptability, and confidence, and these qualities are developed in solitude. When people are alone, they are forced to rely on themselves, make their own decisions, and face challenges without immediate external support. This process builds mental and emotional resilience, teaching them that they are capable. Those who embrace isolation develop a strong inner foundation that allows them to move forward with courage, knowing that they can navigate whatever comes their way. This newfound independence is crucial for embracing new opportunities and stepping into the next phase of life with confidence. Isolation also provides the time and space for skill development and personal growth. In the rush of daily responsibilities, many people neglect their own development, postponing their dreams and passions in favor of routine obligations. However, when they find themselves in solitude, they have the perfect opportunity to invest in themselves. Whether it's learning a new skill, deepening knowledge in a particular area, or working on physical and mental well-being, isolation allows for focused, self-improvement. Many successful individuals have used their periods of solitude to master their crafts, build new expertise, or develop habits that later contributed to their success. When a new opportunity arises, those who have spent their time wisely during isolation find themselves well prepared to seize it. Moreover, isolation cultivates patience and trust in the timing of life. Many people resist solitude because they associate it with stagnation or being stuck. However, some of the most significant transformations happen in unseen ways, much like a seed growing beneath the soil before it emerges into the light. Those who accept isolation as a necessary phase of growth learn to trust that every season has its purpose. They understand that just because they are not seeing immediate progress does not mean that nothing is happening. This trust in the process allows them to move forward with a sense of peace, knowing that when the time is right, their new beginning will unfold naturally. Another powerful way isolation prepares individuals for a fresh start is by strengthening their sense of identity. When people step into new phases of life, whether it's a career change, a new relationship, or a significant personal transformation, they need a strong sense of self to navigate the journey successfully. Isolation strips away external influences and forces individuals to confront who they truly are, apart from their roles, relationships, and societal labels. This self-discovery process allows them to enter their next chapter with authenticity, confidence, and a deeper understanding of what they truly want. Without this clarity, it's easy to fall into old patterns and repeat past mistakes. Finally, isolation serves as a reset button. It offers individuals the rare opportunity to pause, reflect, and start fresh. Many people go through life on autopilot, following routines and patterns that no longer serve them. Isolation disrupts this cycle, giving them the chance to reassess, make intentional choices, and create a life that aligns with their true desires. It is a time to set new goals, build new habits, and step into a future that is shaped by conscious decisions rather than external pressures. Those who use this time wisely emerge with a renewed sense of purpose, ready to embrace the next phase of their journey with clarity and determination. In the end, isolation is not a dead end. It is a doorway to something new. It is a season of preparation, a time to heal, grow, and realign with one's true path. Those who see isolation as an opportunity rather than a burden discover that it is not meant to break them, but to shape them for what comes next. Every great new beginning is preceded by a period of transformation, and isolation is often the space where that transformation takes place. Instead of resisting it, embracing it with an open heart allows individuals to step into their next chapter stronger, wiser, and ready for the opportunities that await them. Life often presents us with moments of solitude, times when we feel disconnected from others, left to face our challenges alone. While these moments may feel difficult, they serve a greater purpose. Isolation is not meant to weaken us. Rather, it is an opportunity to build inner strength and resilience. Some of the strongest people in history have gone through seasons of solitude before stepping into their purpose. It is in these quiet, often painful moments that true character is formed. Strength is not developed in comfort but in adversity, and isolation is one of the greatest teachers of endurance, patience, and inner fortitude. When a person is surrounded by constant support, it is easy to lean on others for encouragement, motivation, and even decision-making. However, in solitude, there is no one to provide instant reassurance. This is when a person is forced to look within themselves and find their own strength. Many people initially struggle with this because they have been conditioned to seek validation from external sources. But as time goes on, they begin to realize that they are stronger than they thought. They learn to trust their own judgment, develop confidence in their abilities, and recognize their personal worth without needing approval from others. This is one of the greatest gifts of isolation, the realization that strength comes from within. Resilience is another crucial lesson that isolation teaches. Life is unpredictable and challenges will always arise. Those who have experienced isolation and learned to navigate it develop the ability to endure difficulties without breaking. They understand that tough times are temporary and that they have the ability to push through. In contrast, Those who have never faced solitude may struggle when life takes an unexpected turn because they have not built the endurance necessary to keep going in the face of hardship. Isolation forces individuals to confront their struggles head-on, teaching them that they are capable of overcoming even the toughest obstacles. Another reason isolation builds strength is that it removes distractions, allowing people to focus on self-improvement. In a world filled with noise, social media, work demands, and societal expectations, it is easy to lose sight of what truly matters. Isolation provides the space to reevaluate priorities and work on personal growth, whether it is improving a skill, deepening faith, or healing from past wounds. Solitude creates an environment where transformation can take place. Many people who have gone through periods of isolation emerge with a stronger sense of identity, a clearer vision for their future, and a deeper understanding of their own capabilities. Isolation also helps individuals develop independence. Many people rely on others for emotional support, decision-making, and even happiness. While relationships are important, there is immense power in learning to stand on one's own. When someone learns to navigate life alone, they become less dependent on external factors for their sense of security and fulfillment. They learn to enjoy their own company, make independent choices, and find joy in personal growth rather than relying on others to provide it. This level of self-sufficiency is a mark of true strength. One of the greatest tests of strength in isolation is facing one's inner struggles. When constantly surrounded by people, it is easy to ignore emotions, distract oneself with activities, or bury difficult feelings under a busy schedule. But in solitude, there is no escape. A person must confront their fears, insecurities, and doubts. While this process can be painful, it is necessary for growth. True strength is not just about physical endurance or external achievements. It is about emotional resilience. Those who take the time to work through their struggles in isolation come out stronger, more self-aware, and better equipped to handle life's challenges. Another important aspect of resilience is learning to embrace change. Isolation often comes during periods of transition, whether it's the loss of a job, the end of a relationship, or a major life shift. These moments can feel overwhelming, but they also present an opportunity for renewal. Those who learn to adapt and grow during times of solitude develop an unshakable resilience that will carry them through any future challenges. They understand that change is not something to fear, but something to embrace, knowing that each difficult season is shaping them into a stronger version of themselves. Lastly, isolation provides an opportunity to build spiritual and mental toughness. Many people throughout history, leaders, prophets, and great thinkers have gone through long periods of solitude before stepping into their purpose. These moments of isolation were not wasted, they were a time of preparation. Just as a tree's roots grow deeper in the absence of storms, a person's inner strength is developed in quiet seasons when no one is watching, when there is no applause, when the journey feels uncertain. This is when true strength is built. In the end, isolation is not a punishment, it is a refining process. It is a time when individuals are stretched, tested, and ultimately strengthened. Those who embrace it rather than resist it come out with a deeper sense of self, an unshakable resilience, and a newfound confidence that no external challenge can shake. Strength is not developed in comfort, it is developed in solitude, in struggle, and in the quiet moments where transformation begins. In a world filled with constant noise, distractions, and endless demands, silence has become rare. People are bombarded with information, opinions, and external pressures that often cloud their thoughts and decisions. Yet it is in silence that true clarity is found. When distractions fade away and the noise of the outside world is silenced, individuals gain the ability to think deeply, reflect meaningfully, and understand their lives with greater purpose. Isolation, often seen as loneliness or emptiness, is actually an opportunity to experience silence and in turn achieve a level of clarity that is impossible in the midst of chaos. One of the most significant benefits of silence is that it allows people to hear their inner voice. In daily life, people are often guided by the expectations of others, family, friends, colleagues, and society. They make choices based on what is expected rather than what they truly desire. But in silence, there is no one to impress, no pressure to conform, and no external influence shaping their decisions. This is when they begin to hear their own thoughts clearly. They start asking themselves meaningful questions. What do I truly want? Am I on the right path? What is my purpose? These are questions that often go unanswered in the busyness of life, but in silence, they cannot be ignored. Silence also creates space for self-reflection. It allows people to look back at their past experiences, evaluate their choices, and gain insight into their growth. Many people go through life without pausing to reflect, leading to repetitive mistakes and cycles of dissatisfaction. However, those who embrace silence and use it for introspection begin to see patterns in their behavior. They recognize what has worked in their lives and what has not. They see their strengths and weaknesses with greater clarity and become more intentional about their future choices. Without the distractions of constant entertainment, conversations, and digital media, they gain a deeper understanding of themselves. Another powerful effect of silence is that it helps people process emotions in a healthy way. In a noisy world, it is easy to suppress feelings by staying busy, scrolling through social media, working endlessly, or seeking validation from others. But in moments of silence, emotions surface. This can be uncomfortable, but it is necessary for healing and growth. When people sit with their thoughts and feelings without distractions, they learn to navigate their emotions, understand their triggers, and develop emotional resilience. Instead of running from their feelings, they learn to face them, accept them, and eventually move forward with a clearer mind and heart. Silence is also the birthplace of creativity and new ideas. Many of the world's greatest inventions, books, and works of art were created in solitude. This is because creativity flourishes when the mind is not overwhelmed by external noise. In silence, the brain has the freedom to explore new ideas, think outside the box, and connect thoughts in unique ways. Many writers, artists, and innovators have spoken about the power of silence in their creative processes. It allows them to enter a state of deep focus where inspiration flows freely and breakthroughs happen. Those who embrace silence often find that their most original and innovative ideas come when they are alone, away from distractions. Beyond creativity, silence provides clarity in decision-making. In a fast-paced world, people are often pressured to make quick decisions without truly thinking them through. They rely on the opinions of others, make choices based on fleeting emotions, or follow trends rather than their own convictions. However, when they take the time to step back, embrace silence, and listen to their inner wisdom, they make better decisions. They see situations from a broader perspective, weigh their options carefully, and choose paths that align with their true values. Many life-changing decisions are made in moments of quiet reflection rather than in the heat of the moment. Furthermore, silence strengthens the connection between an individual and their spirituality. Whether through prayer, meditation, or simple contemplation, silence creates space for a deeper connection with the divine. Many spiritual leaders and seekers throughout history have retreated into silence to gain insight, wisdom, and clarity about their purpose. Silence allows individuals to tune into their faith, receive guidance, and develop a greater sense of peace. It is in these quiet moments that they experience profound revelations about life and their place in it. Silence also reduces stress and anxiety. The mind is constantly processing information, jumping from one thought to another, leading to mental exhaustion. However, when people intentionally embrace silence, their minds slow down, their breathing becomes steady, and their stress levels decrease. Scientific studies have shown that silence has a calming effect on the nervous system, reducing cortisol levels and promoting overall well-being. When people take time to step away from the noise and simply be still, they feel more centered, grounded, and at peace. Ultimately, silence is not empty, it is full of answers. It brings clarity in ways that noise never can. It allows people to hear their true thoughts, process their emotions, make better decisions, and connect with their inner selves. Those who embrace silence find that it is not something to fear, but something to treasure. In a world that constantly demands attention and distraction, silence is a rare and powerful tool for gaining insight, wisdom, and a deeper understanding of life. Instead of filling every moment with noise, people should learn to embrace the quiet, for it is in silence that true clarity is found. Today I want to talk about something we all experience at some point in life, isolation, that feeling of being alone, misunderstood, or stuck in a place where no one seems to see your struggle. But I want to tell you this: isolation is not the end. It's the beginning of your breakthrough. Think about some of the greatest leaders, innovators, and visionaries in history. Many of them had their most defining moments when they were alone. Joseph was in prison before he became a ruler. Moses was in the wilderness before he led a nation. Even Jesus spent time alone before stepping into his greatest mission. Isolation can be an uncomfortable and sometimes painful experience. It is often seen as something negative, a period of loneliness, or even a sign of failure. However, when approached with the right mindset, isolation can be one of the most transformative seasons of life. It is in moments of solitude that we truly begin to understand ourselves, our desires, our weaknesses, and our purpose. Many of the world's greatest thinkers, leaders, and visionaries have found their deepest revelations in times of isolation. It is in these quiet moments, away from the distractions and influences of the world, that self-discovery takes place. One of the greatest benefits of isolation is that it removes external voices, giving us the space to listen to our inner voice. In our everyday lives, we are constantly surrounded by noise, expectations from society, opinions of friends and family, pressures from work, and the endless distractions of social media. These external factors shape our decisions, sometimes leading us away from our true path. But when we are isolated, we no longer have those influences drowning out our inner thoughts. We start asking ourselves deeper questions. Who am I really? What do I want? What is my true purpose? These are questions that often go unanswered in the busyness of life, but in isolation, we are forced to confront them. Isolation also allows us to reflect on our past experiences. When surrounded by people, we rarely take the time to pause and analyze where we've been and how those experiences have shaped us. But in solitude, we gain the clarity to see patterns in our lives, recognize past mistakes, and understand what truly makes us happy or fulfilled. Self-reflection is a powerful tool for growth, and without isolation, we might never take the time to engage in this process. When we deeply reflect, we begin to heal from past wounds, learn valuable lessons, and develop a stronger sense of identity. Another significant aspect of self-discovery in isolation is that it reveals our strengths and weaknesses. In the absence of others to rely on, we are forced to navigate life's challenges independently. This can be intimidating at first, but it is also incredibly empowering. We realize what we are capable of, which strengths we possess that we may not have recognized before, and which areas of our lives need improvement. Without isolation, we may never truly test our resilience, problem-solving skills, or emotional strength. Many people come out of periods of isolation with a newfound confidence in themselves because they have faced their struggles head-on and emerged stronger. Furthermore, isolation encourages creativity and originality. Some of the greatest works of art, literature, and inventions were born out of solitude. When we are constantly influenced by the opinions and expectations of others, it becomes difficult to think for ourselves or develop original ideas. In isolation, our minds are free to explore new thoughts, imagine new possibilities, and create without restriction. Writers, musicians, scientists, and entrepreneurs often speak of their most innovative ideas coming to them during moments of solitude. This is because in isolation, our minds are allowed to wander and explore new dimensions of thought that would otherwise be clouded by the noise of daily life. Beyond creativity, isolation helps us reconnect with our passions. In the rush of life, it's easy to lose sight of the things that bring us joy. We get caught up in responsibilities, obligations, and social expectations, often forgetting what truly excites and motivates us. When we are alone, we have the chance to revisit old dreams, rediscover forgotten hobbies, and explore new interests without the fear of judgment. This is the time when many people find their true calling, simply because they have the space to do so. Isolation is also a test of our emotional well-being. When we are alone, we are faced with our true emotions without distractions to numb or avoid them. This can be uncomfortable, especially if we have been suppressing emotions for a long time. However, facing our emotions is necessary for true self-discovery. It forces us to deal with unresolved feelings, heal from past wounds, and develop a healthier emotional state. Many people fear being alone because they do not want to face their emotions. But in doing so, they also miss the opportunity to grow and understand themselves on a deeper level. Ultimately, isolation is not a punishment, but an opportunity. It is a season that allows for deep self-reflection, clarity, and transformation. It is in these moments of solitude that we begin to hear our own voice above the noise of the world. We learn who we truly are, what we are capable of, and what we are meant to do. Instead of fearing isolation, we should embrace it as a gift, a time to grow, to heal, and to prepare for the next chapter of our lives. Those who learn to value isolation will find that it is not the end, but rather the beginning of a powerful breakthrough. Throughout history, some of the greatest transformations have occurred in moments of solitude. Many of the world's most influential leaders, thinkers, and visionaries experienced isolation before they stepped into their purpose. While solitude may feel like a place of abandonment or stagnation, it is actually where deep inner change happens. It is in these moments, away from the noise of the world, that true transformation takes place. One of the primary reasons solitude is so transformative is that it removes distractions, allowing a person to focus on growth and self-improvement. In the midst of everyday life, people are often pulled in multiple directions by work, family, social obligations, and the expectations of others. In solitude, these distractions fade, creating space for deep reflection. It is in this space that people begin to examine their lives, their choices, and their purpose. Without external pressures, they can see things more clearly, recognize their mistakes, and make intentional changes. Transformation does not happen when we are comfortable. It happens when we are willing to step away from what is familiar and look at ourselves honestly. Solitude also forces individuals to develop resilience and inner strength. When surrounded by people, it is easy to rely on external validation or support. However, when a person is alone, they are forced to confront their struggles independently. This can be challenging, but it is also empowering. In moments of solitude, people learn to trust themselves, make decisions on their own, and develop a deeper sense of confidence. Many of the greatest breakthroughs happen in times of struggle. And solitude is often where people discover how strong they truly are. Instead of depending on others for encouragement or direction, they begin to realize that they have everything they need within themselves. Another key reason why solitude leads to transformation is that it allows space for new ideas and creativity. Some of the most groundbreaking inventions, books, and artistic works were created in isolation. When people are constantly surrounded by others, their thoughts are often influenced by outside opinions, which can limit original thinking. However, when they step into solitude, their minds have the freedom to explore new possibilities. The absence of external noise allows their true creativity to emerge. Many great authors, scientists, and innovators have credited their greatest ideas to periods of solitude where they could think deeply and freely without interruption. In addition to fostering creativity, solitude also deepens a person's sense of purpose. When people are caught up in daily routines and societal expectations, they often lose sight of their true calling. Solitude offers an opportunity to reconnect with what really matters. Many people experience a shift in perspective during times of isolation, realizing that they were chasing things that did not truly fulfill them. In solitude, they begin to listen to their heart and align their lives with their true purpose. This is why many spiritual leaders throughout history spent time alone before stepping into their mission. In the stillness of solitude, they found clarity about who they were meant to be. Furthermore, solitude teaches patience and endurance. Transformation is not an instant process. It takes time. When people are alone, they often have to wait for things to unfold, which can be frustrating. However, this waiting period is essential for growth. It builds patience, resilience, and trust in the process. Many people give up too soon because they are uncomfortable with solitude, but those who embrace it learn that waiting is part of the journey. They come out of the experience stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the opportunities ahead. Another powerful aspect of solitude is that it prepares people for leadership. Many of the greatest leaders in history went through a period of isolation before stepping into their roles. These moments of solitude refined them, shaped their character, and prepared them for the challenges they would face. In isolation, leaders learn humility, self-discipline, and the importance of vision. Without these qualities, true leadership is impossible. It is not the crowd that makes a great leader, it is the time spent alone, facing challenges and overcoming obstacles, that shapes them into someone capable of leading others. Solitude is also essential for emotional and spiritual growth. When people are alone, they are forced to confront their emotions, fears, and doubts. This can be difficult, but it is necessary for healing and personal development. Many people avoid solitude because they do not want to face their inner struggles, but true transformation happens when these struggles are acknowledged and overcome. The deeper a person goes into self-reflection, the more they grow emotionally and spiritually. They become more self-aware, more compassionate, and more grounded in who they are. Ultimately, solitude is not something to be feared, but embraced. It is in moments of solitude that the greatest transformations take place. Whether it is a time of self-reflection, a season of preparation, or a space for creativity and vision, solitude plays a vital role in shaping individuals into the best versions of themselves. Those who learn to value solitude will find that it is not a place of emptiness, but a place of profound growth. It is where strength is built, clarity is found, and breakthroughs begin.